Okay, TIs, I think it's the 6th of April. Yeah, 2023. Hope everybody's doing well. Not much going on here. Just trying to get this situated here so we have something to look at. Oh, I do want to show you this. Looks kind of like a 1, don't it? This is normal for me. Bruising, burns. Usually it's round, so it's unusual that it's that dimension. Because usually it's round, like 5 or 6 dots in a round circle with the dot in the middle. Maybe they changed it up, I don't know. But, there's that. Let's see. What did I want to talk about? Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about. So one of the things I want to talk about is that the TV. Like, I have a lot of TIs saying that, their TV's hacked. Well, yeah, it is. So, what happens? I'm going to talk about several things. This is probably going to be a lengthy video. So one of the things I want to talk about is a lot of people say, get cameras, get this, get that. So it isn't going to help to get cameras, because unless you have a lot of money and can get backup camera for backup cameras and a lot of other things, it's not going to help you. Because what they do is they hack your internet. Your internet's hacked. So the minute that you hook up the cameras to your internet, then they're going to be on your cameras. They're going to have control of your cameras. They don't just hack your phones and all that. They hack your internet. I've had the same curly-headed guy show up to install my internet for I don't know how many years, 10 years, the last 10 years. It doesn't matter if I'm 500 miles away from the last place I lived. It's the same guy. I'm in the city of probably, 500,000 or more people, maybe more. And it's the same guy that comes up and hooks up my internet, no matter where I'm at. So, it's the same guy. He's a curly-headed guy who has some kind of farm in here. And it's part of their crew. That's why they send the same people. And then if I move and I call a mover, it's the same people. If I get furniture delivery, it's the same people. I had the same guy deliver a couch to me before they ran me out of my home, that I had 15 years. And when he was there, he told me that he's everywhere. In other words, like, this program's everywhere. You're not going to get away from it. I didn't understand at the time his point. I didn't get what he was saying because I didn't clearly understand at that point what was going on. But I had a couch delivered, and that's what he told me. Oh, we're everywhere. So when I moved to Florida, it was that same guy that delivered a couch to my apartment in Florida. And he literally said, I told you we were everywhere. So what he's saying is they have people everywhere, that you can't escape it. But I didn't understand that when I was in my house. I knew something was going on, but I didn't know the extent of the program. And another thing too, so I want to talk about that. So I've talked about this before, they get another modem and they log in your account with another modem. It's just like marrying your phone. It's the same thing. And what I noticed, I want to talk about my TV. What I noticed is a lot of TIs say, well, the commercials are geared to them. Well, yeah, they are. They are made for you. I have caught, they've made a mistake with me. I don't know if it was a mistake or they wanted me to know. But I turned the TV on one time. I don't watch a lot of TV, and I don't project my TV from my phone or any other device. I don't do that because I don't watch enough TV to do that. A lot of people will project their phone, a movie from their phone onto their TV. I don't do any of that, or any device. I don't do any projecting. So I turned my TV on, and I noticed that there was a laptop screen on my TV, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? So they're using a laptop to control my TV. And then another time I noticed here about a month ago that it said on the bottom, I could see the laptop screen again, and it said play commercial, and it had the little arrow. So what they're doing is they're using a laptop to hack the internet to get onto the TV, and then they're just using that to play certain commercials. They have commercials on their laptops geared towards us, and they'll play it. So that's what's happening there. So like if you buy a certain thing, they'll just pull up that commercial on the internet, and then they'll play it on your TV. Any electronic can be hacked. And I don't know what makes everybody think that to get cameras are run over Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi can be hacked, just like your phone can be hacked. It's more beneficial to hack your Wi-Fi than it is anything else, because once you hack the Wi-Fi, then everything's hacked. Especially if you have any home electronics or anything, TVs, anything that runs off of Wi-Fi, even your phone. Once you hook up to it to use your home Wi-Fi, then your phone's hacked. So you see, they hack the Wi-Fi, the main source. They're not going to go around hacking. They hack the Wi-Fi, the main source. So the home Wi-Fi. So that way anything that you hook up to it, it's hacked too. Like the minute you you can buy all the new cameras you want, because the minute that you hook them cameras up, your Wi-Fi is hacked. So they're going to see everything you do. And they're going to have control of you have to have almost like a degree in electronics or a degree in computer programming to understand, or have some training to understand how it works. I don't have a lot of it. I just have the basics. So I think you have to have some in depth, a little bit more than the basics to battle this. I mean, you could battle it if you have the training to do it. So there's that. I'm sorry about the noise. I live in a state that's hot, so pretty soon it's going to get extremely hot, and we are already running our air conditioners part-time, which is going to be full-time soon. Probably after this week, it'll be full-time. Yeah, it's my fan blowing. I'm sorry about that, but it is hot here. Let's see, what else did I want to talk about? Oh, and another thing too I want to talk about is, I think I'm going to stop calling myself a TI and start calling myself a truth individual. I think I'm going to stop using, because when I plugged that terminology in the chat AI, it wasn't good. It came back with 2 pages didn't make us look good. So I've heard other TIs say that, not to say that. I think that's true, because it doesn't put you in a good light. It doesn't leave us in a good light. So I'll probably slip up every now and then, because I'm so used to saying it the other way, but I got to retrain myself to say, I think I'm going to say truth individual. Because that's what we're doing. We're telling the truth and nobody likes it. So truth individual. So I think we need to change the terminology to truth individuals. I know that I'll probably slip up, because I've been saying it so many years the other way. But I'm going to try to train myself, I'm going to try to train myself to say truth individual. I think that's better. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do about my apartment. My lease is coming up, and I don't have the money to really move, but I don't have the money to pay for the apartment anymore. I got in a lot of debt moving around, and I had money stolen from me, just like when I was in Florida. I talked about that on another video. And there is nothing I can do about the money stolen, because years ago I had $160 that I was disputing with a bank, and I even took it to a certified accountant, and they said, yeah, the bank's wrong, but they never admitted it. They never gave my money back, and they never admitted it. So there's that. There's no sense of fighting about it. If I couldn't get $160 back, I'm not going to get anything else back. So No sense of fighting that. Besides, it wasn't them that took it. So, other than that, let's see, what else was I going to talk about? Oh, the triggers. I've talked about this so much on the video. I don't know how else to explain it. Like all these past videos, and here I am talking about it again. So, this is extremely hard, I know, because I struggle with it every day. But you gotta stop letting them trigger you. All these people, like I've heard T.I. say, oh, you shouldn't tell me not to be videoing the one headlights and all the color coding and this and that. Yes, because that's really nothing you can prove. That's just a trigger. They're just triggering you. And what this program's doing is the whole program's based on psychology, and it's setting you up to do these things to yourself. They make you do these things to yourself. So let's look at the big picture. If you're looking for one headlights every time you go outside, is that hurting the perps? No. Is that making the perps look crazy? No. But what is that doing? That's making, number one, you anxious. Number two, you always looking around on high alert. Number three, you emotional. And number four, it's making you look bad. Even though it's really happening, it's a trigger. And it makes you look bad. Because that is never going to be something you can prove. Never going to be something that's tangible that you can prove that. Just like you can't prove colors. People wearing colors. People wear all kinds of colors. Do you know how many red cars are in the United States at any one given time? I mean, that's just, I had to tell myself, that just sounds nuts. Me saying, this is just me speaking, me saying, oh, well, I just saw one headlight, or I just saw a red car. You know how crazy that sounds? When there's a million red cars in this city alone, probably in a radius block of me, there's probably like 50 red cars. I don't know what the percentage is, but I'm sure it's something like that in a 1 block radius of me, or a 5 block radius of me. That doesn't mean they're all perps. And just because somebody's wearing red doesn't mean that they're a perp. Hell, I wear red. It's my company's color. So, or there's game shirts. People wear teams that have different colors. You're letting them trigger you is what's happening. And no, do not put that on a video. Do not do that, because that don't make, because somebody has one headlight. I understand the reasoning behind it, but it's really truly a trigger, and it's not affecting the perps one bit. It's affecting you, and you're letting it. Do not make videos with that. That's not a tangible thing. That's like saying, oh, a demon's causing all of this. It's the demons that are doing this. Is there an address for a demon? Let me ask you, is there an address for a demon? No, there isn't. Not an address for a demon. So is that a perp tactic? Yes, it is, because they don't want to be blamed for what they're doing. So let's have them blame something that's intangible. Like, let's have them blame the demon, so that way that's why they call it a weapon of God, or a God weapon, because that's what they do. They blame things that you can't call the cops and say, no, a demon's harassing me. Well, what's the address? You see what I'm saying? This is all psychological. I guarantee you this is all psychological. And some people, they focus more on things that they believe. They'll find out, and they listen to your phone calls, and you thinking, well, they're just like little high school children listening to my phone call. No, they're not like high school children. They don't do anything like high school. Don't get in that mind frame that you think that they're not trying to hurt you, because they are. They listen to your phone call so they can hear get any pieces of information to use against you. If you talk to your family members, they will use any piece of information they hear against you. They're always waiting. They're like a spider. They're always waiting. They're like a snake or a spider. They're just always waiting. More like I don't say spider, because spiders usually won't bother you unless you bother them. Let's say they're more like a snake. They're always waiting in the grass if you get to attack you. That's what they're doing. And any bits of and they use information against us. Any information. It's all psychological based, informational based. Any information they get. And when you react to something, like those cars, and they see that on your videos that you're reacting to it, like it bothers you, the one headlight, guess what? You're going to see 50 cars with one headlight, because they figure you're telling them that bothers you. And so what does your enemy do? They're going to do something that bothers you. It's just like being in prison, in a prison of war. This is just like being a prisoner of war. That's what this is. And this program, by the way, was based in war. This program was made up during the wartime in Germany. And then the intelligence agencies brought those German scientists over to the United States and learned everything, and they started using it against all of the other countries. When they were in Vietnam, they used these tactics. They used these tactics in Vietnam. And some of the people that came back, that they sent to use these tactics on people, on another country that we were at war with, they brought them back. And not only did they use some of the people, not all of them, but some of those people used them against their own United States citizens, and that's what they're doing now. It's these tactics are war tactics. So if you're in a prisoner camp, and that's what we're in basically, if you go and tell the guard, oh well, I don't like it because I have a color red shirt, I see too many red shirts, guess what's going to happen? They're going to give you all your clothes, they're going to be red, and then they're going to have everybody put on red. So you see how this works, the program works? It's triggering. They just want to trigger you. They want to, every phone call, every piece of information, that's all used against you. Every single thing you do and say is used against you. I hope someday we all find peace. I hope that someday this program ends and we find peace. Peace and love.